Hello, in this tutorial I'm going to talk about the database function. First of all, what is database function? Database function is used to calculate or to find out any value from the database based on a specific condition or criteria. The database functions include a Dsum function, Daverage function, Dcount function, Dmax function, and finally Dmin function. D stands for database. Take a look at this database or this table. We have the quarterly expense for a different region and different items. Now, in this tutorial, we are going to find out what is the total expense for technical support, what is the total expense for telephone or copying or overhead. So, for these reasons, I want to use the Dsum function. If we want to use the average total expense, or if we want to count the value or the maximum expense or the minimum expense, we use the database function in this tutorial. So first of all, I'm going to find the total expense for any of the criteria that I want. First of all, you have to write the formula here, and don't forget, in database function the title is very important, so do not forget to write the same title as it's given in the main table. Because of that, I have just copied the title that I want to calculate based on them. First of all, you have to write here Dsum. You have to select the database. Database is the table, the main table that we want to find the value. If you press the Ctrl Shift and arrow key right, it will select the table toward the right side. If you press the Ctrl Shift and arrow key down, it will select the entire table. After that, there should be a comma and field should be selected. Field is the label of the column that we want to calculate, or it is the number of the column. If you want to write the number of column, you have to count from the beginning: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. I can write either 7 or I can write the label of the column. So here I will select the label of the column, and after that criteria should be chosen. Criteria is the series of cells that contains both my condition and its label. So here I will write the criteria here, and the table and the title is also above that. So these two will be my criteria. Now you close the bracket and press the enter. Now write your criteria. For example, I want to find the total expense for telephone. So here I will write telephone. Now, what is the total expense for telephone? It is around $9,780. Instead of telephone, you can write copying or technical support, but it will automatically give you the calculated total expense. Now I don't want to write every time the items in this cell. Instead of that, I want to have a drop down list, and everything should be inside the list. So for that reason, I will copy all the items and paste here in order to find the unique items. So I will go to the data, and from here I will remove the duplicate. Now this is a unique value. I will use it here for my data validation, or as my drop down list. Go to here and data validation, and here instead of any value, choose the list. Inside the source function, write all the items, or select all the items, and you can also give an input message here. Title, for example, I write items. Input message: please select one of the items from the list. Now every time I point out to this cell, the message will pop up, and instead of writing every time in this cell, I just select one of the cells from my drop down list. You can hide this column because you don't want to use it anymore. Now instead of writing the formula and selecting data validation for every database function, I will just copy and paste the formula. By pressing the Ctrl, there will be a little plus button, and you can drag and drop the data validation from the above to the bottom. The same thing you can do with the formula. But remember, this formula is used for Dsum function. You have to change it for Daverage function. Click here and go to the formula bar, and instead of Dsum, you write the Daverage. What is the average expense for software? It is around 4,303. You can choose any other items. The same thing I will do for the Dcount function. I will press the Ctrl and drag and drop the formula. Of course, you have to change the formula from the formula bar. Instead of Daverage, I write Dcount. You can paste the formula for Dmax function also, but don't forget to change the formula. So now, what is the maximum expense for supplies? It is around 10,500. Of course, you can change the item from here in order to find your desired value. The same thing I can do with the last database function, which is Dmin function, and here you have to change the formula every time. So what is the minimum expenditure for telephone telemarketing? It is around $10,710. It was very easy and useful trick. I hope this video was useful for you.